Come inside, boy. They call this fun. Music to please the adolescent. Taking the easy way out again. Part of the process. Same old story. Follow the leaders. Killing Joke appealed to quite a mass, as far as age range goes, audience. It wasn't just young people. It wasn't just a teenage audience. We're not talking the industrial rock Beatles here. Certainly, though, any band's goal, well, one of them anyway, is to appeal to the youngins, the youth. Their bassist was even nicknamed Youth, Martin Youth Glover. Him, along with singer Jazz Coleman, drummer Paul Ferguson, and guitarist Kevin Geordie Walker, rest in peace, passed away in November 2023. Certainly set the world on fire, and with hard-hitting thrash metal-like music, you might call it post-punk, they certainly became a killer attraction. They appealed to a couple of young Aberdeen, Washington kids named Kurt Cobain, Chris Novoselic, and Dave Grohl. Enough that they wanted to start their own band and have a kind of similar sludgy, hard-hitting, hard-rocking sound. Nirvana certainly looked up to Killing Joke, maybe a little too much, because the opening bass line of Come As You Are, their second single and the third track off their groundbreaking second album, Nevermind, the bass line was very similar to 80s, one of Killing Joke's signature tunes, first released 42 years ago this week. Follow the Leaders was their fifth single, and it was released on the Malicious Damage label in the UK 45 years ago this week, May 7th, 1981, with Tension on the B-side. So the tension certainly did build for Nirvana, thinking that they were going to be taken to court by Killing Joke. No such legal action happened. Even though the members of Killing Joke heard Come As You Are and found that yes, the bass intro line was similar to 80s, they didn't press any charges. Focus on the second line of the song, Music to Please the Adolescent. We've got music to please all age ranges here on Local Loft. Original Chicagoland metal, punk, alternative rock, and power pop. Music you may have grew up with as an adolescent. Maybe you're digging this stuff now as an adolescent. Currents and classics. Well, I don't want to call them classics. That's an overused radio term, especially classic rock. You can call them vintage, legendary. MYLPH is certainly not a vintage band. However, their music speaks vintage volumes. The four-piece band out of Joliet, I'd call them progressive hard rock. I think they relate to Budgie more so than Killing Joke, but I see an aggressive Killing Joke-ish edge in the music of MYLPH, even though it's more of a free-form jazz nature. MYLPH certainly laid down a groove as they opened up for Tractor Boy in their Midwest Loud album release show in McCook at the end of March. I didn't get a chance to talk with them then because I was focused on getting Tractor Boy and the scoop on their latest album. But here at the Forge in Joliet, and yes, I was just here last week for a killer punk show. Punks take over. The metalheads are taking over this week. It's a local metal matinee, and MYLPH is part of it, as is the newest discovery I laid upon you just 2 episodes ago, Vowel of Resonance. They're not really that new if you, like me, have been following Catapulted propaganda. 2 former members of CTP, singer-guitarist Robert Bloodworth and drummer Skip Mascari, are in this new trio. They're here, and a band we also brought back to you, as it was their 20th anniversary. Wicked Deception, Lance Hughlid and the band are also here, along with Wrathhammer. A lot of youth will be hanging around and moshing in unison and pogoing. It's an all-ages show. I certainly will drop in on Robert and Skip. We'll drop in on MYLPH first and find out how their space-aged, psychedelic, yet totally modern-day, grungy music relates to both metals and punks alike, old and young. You can't stay young forever. The late, great Mike Peters, singer of The Alarm, made that clear. Forever young, I cannot stay in. 68 Guns, the Welsh band's signature tune in 1984. Mike Peters, by the way, it was 1 year ago this week. He left us all after a 3-decade-worth battle with cancer and leukemia. I have some sad news concerning a band whose music you may have followed more closely in your younger years if your youth was in the 80s. Witchhammer, progressive, vintage metal, and their main character, sort of Ozzy-ish and sort of King Diamond-ish at the same time, was Count William Andrews Janisch. Well, former member of one of his bands, Witchcross, they often touch upon death. Unfortunately, one of their members is near death, and the future does not look good for him. I'll fill you in on which member of Witchcross is going to meet his maker. Hopefully not. Keep your fingers crossed. Started out in their early 20s, past their teenage years, but they're appealing to an adolescent and above crowd nowadays, and have been for just shy of 47 years, M&R Rush. You can read all about their rise from their teenage years and their start in Roseland in the immediate Chicago area to now, and they're still rocking. Keep on Rockin', that was one of their songs. They follow that advice very closely and have not given up. Local Loft episode 428, from young to old, genre to genre. The progress. I'm saying that like an Englishman. Okay, the progress of the original Chicagoland metal, punk, alternative rock, and power pop scene can always be charted through every episode of this podcast.
Anybody here like the Rolling Stones? Yeah, we'll play here next year.
Blues music is pretty much doomy by nature, but doom blues, I've heard of doom metal before, but not doom blues. But if there's anybody who perfects it, it's MYLPH, and they're right in front of me. They just tore it up on stage here at the 4th of Joliet for the Metal Matinee Show. I want to introduce the guys in the band. They already introduced themselves formally on stage. We got Nathan Treece right to my left here, their singer-guitarist. Kyle, Ryan Kelly, the keyboardist. Nick, who's sitting down, the skin pounder. Then we got Wendel. Brown Acid, I mean, that's a trippy song in itself, and I imagine you weren't alive during the Woodstock generation, but I can certainly picture you now being reincarnated and going back to August of 1969 with that one. That was a real blast.
Yeah, thank you. It's just a jam we put together when we first got together, just trying to embody everything that, I like. I grew up with blues stuff, kind of threw all the thrash stuff at the end, just fill it in, It's one of my favorite songs, but I don't know about everyone though.
One of my personal favorites too.
Yeah.
It is my favorite to play live. Yeah, I think it was the first song where we started to really embody our sound.
Yeah.
Find who we were musically.
Yeah. Finally shape it.
Would you say you're a very improvisational band?
We can be at times if we're having a great set. We'll throw a little extra spice on there, Got to change it up a little bit. I'm a big Pink Floyd guy. But listening to Gilmour play live is kind of a trip, so I'll just throw it in there a little bit here and there.
Grab your things, time.
But you appeal to a pretty mass audience, and it's a wide audience too. I saw many young and old just moving to your stuff.
Oh, it's great to see everybody that comes out too, because we've played some shows where nobody's been there. We've had a great time, and we just want to give that energy to everybody when we play. And it's great to see that everyone's vibing too.
Yeah, MYLPH is family friendly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the energy's really there on stage live, but when you get in the studio, is it the same or is it different, would you say?
It's really goofy. The album we put out in January, I recorded it all, and we'll just kind of sit around and perfect the parts, beat it into the time of music, I guess, whatever that means. But improv, drum room, improv, speaker cab stuff, just messing around, making jokes, having a good time, and that's really what MYLPH is having a good time.
First time I saw you was Punk Rock Tacos. You were like the band that didn't necessarily fit the definition, but you fit in very nicely. That was last summer up at the Semita's Poblanas.
That was a great show. I mean, unfortunately, Wendel messed his ankle up at the skate park up the street. Yeah, that was a wild time. Yeah, that's when we met Tractor Boy, Steve, Mike, and Raul.
Yeah, and I just saw you play with Tractor Boy at their album release show for Midwest Loud at the Stadium Club in McCook. That was also an electrifying gig. Doesn't matter what size the room, you bring it every time, and the sound just carries.
That really means a lot. I mean, at least to me, that was the whole goal. Big sound, fill the room.
Yeah, every time we come, we're always ready to just give the full experience to everyone, whether it's a small little 10-person room or it's the Forge. It doesn't matter.
Well, what's next for MYLPH? Working on a follow-up to the debut EP. Is it going to be a full length pretty soon?
Yeah, we put the full length out on January 1st of this past year. We are working on putting a little Tooth song with a special cover. We'll figure that out when we get there with Tractor Boy here this year. Hopefully. It's in talks, but we're playing at the Ashbury Coffee House this Friday. It's May 8th. It's May 8th, right? Yeah, this Friday up at Ashbury with Dropship.
And it's going to be a full band. It's not going to be an acoustic gig. Because when I think coffee house, you're limited to what you can do there.
Come out to that show. That'll be something to see. Watching all of us pack on that little tiny stage is a grand old time.
Well, Nathan and Ryan and Kyle and Nick and Wendel, thank you for talking to us. MYLPH really tore it up tonight. And, well, Lance, Huglet, and Wicked Deception are going to put the accent on the whole thing. Close the book on the whole thing here at the Forge. But you guys, fiery, you just blew the rafters off. The roof is, I can already see it somewhere down by Rialto Square Theater. I mean, the rafters are rocking, certainly when MYLPH plays.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, this is Robert. This is Alex.
And this is Skip. And we're from Vow
of Resonance, and we're rocking with Tim Lamping on the local Loft.
10 years is catapulted by quite fast, but they're not catapulted propaganda anymore. Well, 2/3 of them are now part of Vow of Resonance. Robert Bloodworth, I talked to him just 2 weeks ago by phone. I have all three of them, Robert, Skip, and Alex, Zeke, their new bassist. Mind-blowing set in there, very freeform. Truly, you've got some of the leftover vocal qualities still from CTP in your voice, Robert, for sure, and the guitar jamming. And Skip's always been freeform, always been improvisational, and he's always been a powerful drummer. Robert, I remember our phone interview on episode 425. You said, you're never satisfied with how you sound. You are always looking to improve. Let me ask Skip, do you feel something in your drumming has improved since the days of catapulted propaganda? And if so, what is it?
It's my bag of tricks always gets a few things added here and there. But for the most part, I think I'm always kind of a similar drummer that's always kind of played the same way. I'd say in the last 10 years or whatever, I've been playing a lot of super jams, and I've played in a band that was mostly improvised. So I think the improvisation of my playing has probably improved in the past decade.
Alex, let's get something from you here. Your bass playing is incredibly solid, very fluid.
High praise, Mike.
Let me just ask you, what do you think you add, music quality, what do you think you add to VOR's sound?
Honestly, it's so interesting because being in this band, it's kind of full circle for me, because when I started playing, it was predominantly metal, and I've always loved Catapulted Propaganda. I love both these gentlemen, and they're playing. They're both wizards on drums, guitar, and vocals, and how could I say no? As far as what I bring, all I have to say about that is that I love all genres, all kinds of music from every corner of the world, and I try to incorporate it somehow into my playing. But if I had to be totally honest, inspiration for the way that I play is stoner rock, so like Caius, Black Sabbath. Queens of the Stone Age was the gateway for me for that.
And maybe doom metal too?
Absolutely. I mean, Melvin. I was almost going to wear a Boris shirt. They're a band from Japan. They're one of my top 5 favorite bands.
I don't know if you ever heard of the Joliet bass band Black Road.
Love them. They're all dear friends. Love Black Road. Yeah, I truly love what's happening in the local scene. It's good stuff. There's a lot to look out for right now. A lot of good stuff happening.
He brings the heat, man.
Yes, that indeed. There's fire, the chemistry between the three of you, impeccable. You translate very well to a live audience with these songs. But when you get in the studio, do you think it's going to be any different sounding?
I think we're really going to try a live approach when it comes to the studio. Of course, anything that can be done, in the studio, we'll try out. We're really open to new things. But, what we want to do with this band, I think I speak for all of us, is capture, how we sound like Loft in the moment. More old school recording than, digital.
So you might go back to the analog tape and the cut and paste razor blade editing is what you're saying? Been there, done that in over 35 years of radio.
Right on, sir.
Which is awesome. And I was going to say, we definitely have some close and dear friends who I know would be happy to help us out with that. So I guess to name drop a few. Oh, I better not right now.
It's just great to be back out on the scene, man, and playing with the bands and being out in it again. That feeling.
It's great to have you back on the scene, and Alex is a very welcome addition too. So I want to thank Robert Bloodwood, Skip Mascari, and Alex Zeke of Valve Resonance. You can find out more by going to their Facebook page. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.
Appreciate the hell out of you guys. We're going to stop trying to get out of here. And it's not like this wild. You're welcome. Not there.
Vow of Resonance certainly has some of the distinguishing qualities which made CTP definitely unique, including the growling, abrasive vocals of Robert Bloodworth and Skip Mask Gary all over his drum kit again as he was with CTP. Newcomer bassist Alex Zeech, or Zeke, as you remember my interview with Robert just 2 episodes ago, is not one to extend the low-throated growling vocal the way Leah Collette did. Alex just lets his bass work do the talking, and it's fluid, liquid, freeform, jazzy, certainly a nice change of pace. Vow of Resonance has yet to release their first EP, still working on it, and it should be out by the end of the year. So we gave you live highlights as it happened here at the Forge in Joliet. Let's not forget the 2 other bands, Wrathhammer out of Northwest Indiana and Necronova from southern Wisconsin. Both had a gothic, somewhat traditional, yet totally modern metal style to them. The diversity of metal, and there still are many different forms of it, not just the screamo emphasis on unclean vocal, modern day style, but the progressive metal style and the doom metal as well. Count William Anders Janisch has made his way as sort of a resurrection of the old school doom metal and goth metal style in so many different bands he's been in. There's been Ravensthorn, and there's been Witchcross. And I have some sad news to report. I did tell you earlier that Witchcross guitarist Derek Anderson, if you read Count Williams' post yesterday on Facebook, he did mention that Derek Anderson was in hospice, that he had liver failure and so many other health issues. It finally caught up with him. Derek had died in his sleep overnight. William and Derek had played in various bands starting in 1989, 33 years when Count William was only 17. I last saw Count William and Derek Anderson in Witchcross at the former Star Bar in Chicago Ridge back in 2015, and they gave me what turned out to be their only album release, the full-length Crypt of the Undead. I'd have to describe Derek Anderson's style as waiting in the wings. He doesn't really explode on you with a free-form lead guitar shredding until the very end. It's a wait and see. You have to be patient. The Count describes Derek as much like Tony Iommi, and I can't argue there. Certainly a nice free-form style. The Count and Derek also played in the ultimate Black Sabbath Chicagoland tribute band, After Forever. I really can't describe Witchcross as a complete Black Sabbath clone or repeat. The Count just has vocals that are way high-pitched and emotional. They sound like a cross between Rob Halford and King Diamond. He did mention to me when I interviewed him with Ravensthorn, and this was several months after I saw them play at Metal Fest, Pickups in Linwood, in August of 2013. I actually emceed that show for the Cat 1055. Shades of Ozzy as far as his vocal go, but Ozzy never got this high-pitched. From the only full-length album from Witchcross, Crypt of the Undead, featuring the late great Derek Anderson on guitar, Dawn of Eternal Night on Local Loft.
Wish that I could rewind the tape.
New wave and old school in perfect harmony. I guess you'd call it new school or old wave. No, new school sounds better. It certainly is a combination of Big Star and the big 80s. I'm really convinced it's a throwback to the Cars heyday, and I'm talking about the early Cars when they emphasized both guitars and synths, not the latter over the former, like Heartbeat City. Commercial as that album was, I could never get into it. 8-Bit Creeps emphasize a modern-day touch to an old-school sound. It's power pop with synths on top, as a cherry. How well this works for them on stage? You'll find out, as 8-Bit Creeps are one of 16 bands. Goatstock 16 2026, Saturday, beginning at 2 in the afternoon sharp at Goat Village in Norwich. First Avenue, right after Irving Park, actually about 2 stoplights after. I want to say happy belated birthday to one of the creators of Goatstock, Deb Sanzo, Miss 13 Monsters herself. I'll be personally wishing Deb a belated happy birthday when I talk to her and Jamie Riani, who put this all together, Saturday at Goatstock. 13 Monsters will be debuting a new single and music video directed by Jim Schlottman, head of Tire Fire. And they too are playing The Simmons, The Afrofuturistics featuring Eric Goldman, and Paperboy Riot, who I will be interviewing for Local Loft episode 429. You can go to 1313-Monsters, their Facebook page, for much more about it, or Tire Fires at TYREFYRE, or 8-bit with a combination of capital letters and small letters, Creeps, Silver Medal. With Olympic figure skaters coming to town, I imagine some of you are going to be thinking about silver medal, but our recent gold medalist, Alyssa Liu, will be there. All-State Arena, the day before. It's coming Friday. I had a crush on a figure skating silver medalist once, Rosalind Sumners, back in 1984. She won the silver medal at the Winter Olympics in Sarajevo. But enough about my love life. Put forth a winning performance, whether it's your beginning or whether it's your 100th or zillionth time or your bajillionth song. Lay down a winning combination every time. Get me Tim Lamping new music, MP3 wave or FLAC, or a CD, vinyl, LP, cassette, reel-to-reel tape, timlamp1 at yahoo.com, timcatdj@gmail.com. Send me an email, I'll send you a mailing address before you send me any physical things. Download every episode of Local Loft on podbean.com, stream it on YouTube or the Podbean app. They've been through a couple of different Olympic winning performances, at least 4 decades worth. They began in the year that plenty of U.S. athletes, figure skaters, and more won gold, silver, and bronze at Lake Placid, New York. M&R Rush first came to prominence with a musical winning formula that certainly was radio-friendly, at least till the Loop FM 98, who spun their signature tune Rock and Roll Chicago throughout the summer of 1980. Since then, 21 years later, it wasn't the Loop who was heavily promoting M&R Rush, it was the Cat 1055, as the band, with most of its founding members intact, put forth a new album, Alpha, even using our station's logo and brand name for inspiration. He's a different breed of cat. I'm going to take you back to when we first started spinning that. Maybe it wasn't as signature as Rock and Roll Chicago, but it was another catchy winning tune. Co-founding member and guitarist John McFarlane and the newcomer of the band at the time, Jeff Lewis, dropped by our Cat 1055 studio, the first of 3 in-studio appearances for M&R Rush from 15 years ago this week. I'll see all of you out at Goatstock 16, Saturday at Goat Village in Norwich.
It's good to be back in Chicago. Joliet. Let's get ready to rock to M&R Rush.
Chicago's own M&R Rush. We have a remarkable mouth.
We have a remarkable radio station.
Reaching from the stars into the hearts of man and woman.
Over the hiatus, we've been working on a new album, which is still being worked on. We hopefully will have that out for the next summer's tour.
From making rock history to creating a successful future even more prosperous than their past, Southland's local musicians, bands, and artists are being discovered and rediscovered through radio airplay on the Cat 1055's homegrown tones. Through Chicago radio recognition 31 years ago, M&R Rush was first discovered by an ever-expanding local fan base with their debut single, Rock and Roll Chicago. The veteran 6-man band from the Roseland neighborhood has continued to write, record, and in some instances re-record songs as catchy, melodic, and memorable as their debut. debut. Last year, they celebrated 30 years since Rock and Roll Chicago was first heard on the Chicago airwaves, but this year, M&R Rush has been working on their first album of all new material since the Keep On Rockin' CD in 2007. From the band, we have guitarist John McFarland and also guitarist Jeff Lewis. They join me tonight in the studio with a sneak peek of the new material they have been working on. It certainly will draw not only a veteran audience, but a much younger audience as well. In recording this new material, what element of the music do you think is different from what you've done in the past?
I think some of the songs are a little more complicated musically and a little less playful, some with a little more direct meanings. And in terms of production, I'm telling you, this one is sounding really, really fantastic, and that's due to Jeff right here, who is our sound engineer when we do a lot of the recording. Jeff and myself do the producing and mixing. Jeff's really got his new studio dialed in, and I think it's sounding excellent.
Was it real difficult amongst the band members producing this record yourself? Do you say it's a lot more difficult or a lot easier as opposed to having some big-name outside producer do it for you?
This one, we're in control of it. We were probably guessing, I want to say, for probably the first 10 years. We're not guessing anymore. Now we're actually going for what it is we want. Now it's kind of like we got a big toolbox where we're working, a big audio toolbox. So we've been collecting. I got all the microphones from Star Tracks. That's a Chicago studio that we had. And so we're kind of still old school. We got all our old sounds, I want to say, very analog. We're so not digital, even though we're using Pro Tools and all that stuff. We're still very analog.
Old school rock and roll for the modern day and age, and keeping their promise to keep on rocking because the fire is still the same. Rock and roll fire and energy most definitely is that for M&R Rush, and this exclusive that you at the Cat 105.5 are ear witnesses to, a different breed of cat. It's brand new music from M&R Rush on Homegrown Tones at the Cat 105.5. From the same quintessential lineup that brought you Rock and Roll Chicago, Reach for the Stars, and many other of their memorable 80s hits. A brand new CD due out in June, A Different Breed of Cat on Homegrown Tones at the Cat 1055. Longtime guitarists Jeff Lewis and John McFarlane will reveal to us what the name of the new M&R Rush album due out in June will be called.
Alpha.
Kind of a futuristic sound there, but also you hear a lot of the elements that made M&R Rush very catchy back in their day. Very melodic, hard rock guitars. You have incredible 3- and 4-part harmonies. They're going to be debuting this material in some instances even before the record comes out, because the record is due out later this summer. But the tour begins tomorrow night. The 9 Lives 2011 tour, 115 Bourbon Street, the kickoff gig tomorrow night in Marionette Park. Further down the line, August 6th at Mojo's in Joliet. Are you going to debut a lot of these songs before audiences, before the record comes out? Are you going to road test a lot of these songs in front of crowds?
Yes. I don't know if I'd use the word road test. We will be performing probably 3 to 4 of them live, and they will definitely be on the album. We're hoping to have it released by June 11th. We have some mixing to finish up and then a few more things to finish recording, but we're diligently working on it.
Writing songs for this new record, was there total band involvement, much like the production of the record? Do you all have to agree on the lyrics once you write them?
Pretty much the lyrics are whoever the songwriter is, whatever message he's trying to convey. If it doesn't fit melodically, maybe we'll make a suggestion on how to change the phrasing a little bit, but if whatever the message is, we kind of leave it alone. Yeah, in terms of the music, we actually started writing some of these songs, 2 years ago when we didn't perform that one year, and we took the summer off, and I have a Pro Tools set up at my house where we actually just do demos of the songs, and then from there, once the songs have been arranged, then we move over to Jeff's studio, and we do the actual recording for the CD.
We'll record like Marty and Roger, come in and do the rhythm tracks, get the basics.
So pretty much it is a total band involvement on every project. You put a lot of effort into this, and it's a total band effort. Who doesn't still have this dream nowadays of local bands? Yes, you want so many people to hear your songs, and there's still a lot of catchy, a lot of melodic, and a lot of great material like M&R Rush being put out there. Back to their 2004 release, The Thrill of the Chase. For this one, it's Million Seller on Homegrown Tones at the Cat 1055. Homegrown Tones on the Cat 105.5, and with their upcoming CD Alpha due out in June, M&R Rush is hoping that their newly recorded CD will be a part of every fan's collection, both old and new. Million seller from The Thrill of the Chase, an album they did back around 2004. Longtime members John McFarlane and Jeff Lewis, both guitarists of the band, are joining us. One of the stops on the band's upcoming 9 Lives 2011 tour to support their brand new record will be at Mojo's in Joliet, and John was just telling me it's so long ago. M&R Rush used to play many clubs familiar to you who lived in Joliet in the 80s and 90s during the group's heyday. John, maybe the names ring a bell to you more than they do to me.
Actually, Jeff.
It was Bentley's, Spirits, Knotholes. That was 3, I remember. Right.
And then prior to that, we played Joliet Catholic High School and all the high schools in the areas, and we used to have a huge draw in the Joliet area. So this is going to be a special performance because this is the first time since probably 1987, right before we took a vacation. We'll put it that way. We took a 14-year vacation. Yeah, we haven't played the Joliet area since the reunion tours have begun, so we're looking to see a lot of people we haven't seen in a long, long, long time. And we'll have that posted on our website. We'll have it on our Facebook page. We still have a MySpace page, and it should be a really, really good show. So come on out and let's rock and roll.
Saturday, August 6th is when they're playing Mojo's in Joliet. A couple of other shows of note. The day before the 4th of July, Crystal Palace, downstate Pontiac, with rock legends Kansas, and also they have a special unplugged gig at Viper Alley in Lincolnshire on August 9th with Uriah Heep. MNRRush.com, the source to find out all the information on the tour, on the upcoming album, and much more. Great to have you guys resurface, especially last year, I mean, with the 30th anniversary of Rock and Roll Chicago, but people are discovering that you have so much catchy tunes that you can add to that one. Reach for the Stars. Most definitely also attracting quite a younger crowd nowadays, too, to your shows.
What we're seeing, too, is, a lot of the fans that saw us in the 70s and early 80s, they're now married with kids, and they're bringing their kids to the shows. And then they're telling their friends. Yeah, the demographics at our shows, it's amazing. Get out there and see us. We're only going to be out there 10 to 12 times, so don't say, I'll see them later, because there may not be another later till next year.
But this year you have the added bonus of the new record that you've been working on, so
exactly.
you have new songs introduced not only to the younger audiences, but the longtime audiences who are digging these songs or going to dig these songs just as much as signature tunes of the last 30 years. John and Jeff, thank you for sharing the new music with us. Definitely getting people pumped for this upcoming series of shows, the 2011 M&R Rush 9 Lives Tour. Go to MNRRush.com for more details. You just can't interview M&R Rush and not bring this one up, the song that brought them to fame. This is the re-recording from a couple of years back in 2003 of Rock and Roll Chicago on Homegrown Tones of the Cat 105.5.